Ironman just recently announced the new draft zone for pros changing from 12 meters to 20 meters. I'm going to tell you my reactions to this, my history with changes in the draft zone, and how I think we can move forward as pros and adopt these new rules. Jackie Herring here. I have been a professional triathlete since 2011, and with that comes experience at a lot of different draft zones. Many triathletes racing professionally right now may not remember that the history of the draft zone. So before, I've got it written down here, before 2015, the draft zone was anywhere from 7 meters to 10 meters. This was extremely short, and honestly, there was just like no enforcement. It was really the wild, wild west of triathlon. We were out there, depending on the race, there may or may not be refs around. It was absolutely nothing like it is nowadays. There was maybe one moto. And granted, back then I was like towards the end of the pack. So maybe that was just an experience based on where I was racing, but it was a really small draft zone. In 2015, they made it standardized across all global races. They standardized it at 12 meters, and that's where we've been ever since. And we all have gotten used to this distance. Since Race Ranger came on board a couple years ago, I think it has changed racing for the better and helped us so much understand what this distance looks like, get all the pros on the same page, and get all the refs on the same page. It used to be racing in different countries and racing even in different places across the U.S. Officials would treat things very differently. So Race Ranger has really helped with this. But now they just made this rule that it will be 20 meters. Today, I'm going to just go through what that change looks like, who's affected, my reaction to it, and I guess anything that I can think of that has to do with race dynamics. What changed is there's a new rule just for pros. This just does not affect age groupers, where our draft zone is now 20 meters long. We will still have Race Ranger telling us the right distance, and Ironman did this very quickly and based off some testing they did, so kudos to them. I think it's awesome that they were able to actually do some testing besides just what we've been saying all this time and just make a decision, because that's really what we need. As pros, we're going to race whatever they give us for the rules. We're going to just do it because that's what we have to do. It's our job. So whether it's something that we like or don't like, we kind of just have to figure out how to race within the rules. And that's how we've always operated. But they did this because they use the word fairness. Okay, I don't know about that word, and the Pro Tri News guys kind of touched on it in their pod that it's not really a fairness thing. It's more like changing the type of racing, in my opinion. It will reduce and change the pack dynamics quite a bit. So many of you probably saw Pro Tri News was largely advocating for this on their Instagram, and they put out a poll. I was one of the very few people that voted for 12 meters. And it's not because, I don't like riding my bike hard. It's not because I don't think I can keep up or I think anything like that. It's because just thinking about Ironman racing in particular, I really lose my attention span very quickly. And honestly, I've just been racing 12 meters so long that I enjoy the dynamics of it. I think it's fun, and also probably because I'm mostly a runner. So I like to play the game of ride the bike kind of as hard as you need to, and you know you're going to have a good run. It plays into my hand, and so that's how I voted. And guess what? Seeing 20 meters, honestly, I don't care. I'm not mad. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to race whatever the race is that they give us, and I think I'll do fine. What I like about the change is it will, I think, cause more just clean racing. I think that with the larger gaps, you're going to have less times where you're really getting too close because the gap is so big. that I think you're just going to be separated more often and you're going to spend a lot more time by yourself, which I am not excited about. And I think it's just going to spread out the race quite a bit more. So yeah, that's kind of what concerns me is I like the race dynamics. I like being by the other ladies. I like the feeling of like working together sometimes during races. That part of it has always been fun for me. And yeah, I guess it's a long ways to pass. Most of us have raced 20 meters now and we realize like, yes, it's a much longer ways to make a pass. Officiating is probably going to be a little easier because they will be more spread out, but also maybe harder because they'll be so spread out, they'll only be able to really keep track of a couple at a time. So it's going to be a real big change, I think, to kind of see what happens once we're out there on the course and out there racing and out there doing it. So with this change, I already kind of saw this coming with all the chatter that's been going on, and I haven't changed too much in my training, but I think what this does do is it makes the bike leg you have to focus on your cycling, and the bike leg is going to become more important than it has been with the 12-meter zone. You have to be strong enough to be able to time trial a strong Ironman all the way on your own if you need to, which I know some people already do or have done, but I don't really care for that. I don't like racing like that. When I'm by myself, I am just like looking for a friend. So yeah, you really have to, I think, buckle down on the training, figure out how to get mentally stronger in order to be able to do maybe longer solo efforts, and also hold more sustained power rather than kind of the ups and downs, I think is what's going to happen. So yeah, from my perspective, I think I'm fine with it. You know, it kind of falls in the category of like, old dog, I don't kind of want to work on any new tricks at this point. I kind of had figured out how to race under the rules that we had before, but you know what? It's evolve or die, and that's what's carried me through racing this long. Like the game constantly changes, and you have to figure out how to adapt, change what you need to change, and figure out how to race to the best of your ability and to your strengths, and get yourself to the finish line as best as you can. So I'm just really happy to still be racing in this phase, and it's cool that the sport is evolving and making these changes and recognizing that the pro field does require different things than the age group field. So kudos to Ironman for taking care of us, listening to the voice of the pros, and giving us something new and fun to work on for this year of racing. So I'd like to invite some conversation down in the comments. What do you guys think? How are you feeling? How do you think this will affect the dynamics for a lot of you guys watching all these races? I hope that it will still keep everything interesting, and you know, the guys' races tend to be a little more tight. I'm really interested to see what will happen for the women's races, if we will have some small groups or if this will just totally blow it apart for us at a lot of events. So we will find out. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. And just a quick update on my training and my status. I did a really good January here at home. You guys maybe have been following. I put everything up on Strava. It's been a really solid few weeks of swim, bike, and run. I've been trying to swim 20K a week. I've been biking 10 to 12 hours a week. It's all inside because I'm in Wisconsin and it's freezing and snow and ice. And I also managed to like rebuild my run pretty good and have done some speed workouts the last couple weeks. I'm super excited to be joining my friend Paula and the TTL crew out in Henderson, Nevada next week for the TTL camp. I was not officially a part of this in any type of way, but Paul and I were trying to plan a little training camp, and it was going to be later in the month, but I have too many things going on with the family, so I'm just going down to train with TTL and Paula and get in good shape for the races coming up in March. My first race will be Dallas 70.3, brand new one, and I've got some family down there, so very excited to see them and to see many of you. If you're going to Dallas, drop me a comment below and hopefully I can see you there. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.